Well, in City Villains, from the very start, players break out of jail and they're being assisted by Arachnos, and they're told that the reason why this has been going on is because Arachnos is looking for the chosen ones, those destined to help Lord Recluse take over the world. So every player has essentially the potential to ascend to this lofty position. And every single one of the players throughout their careers are going to try to get noticed by Arachnos. They're trying to become that chosen one that's been mentioned. And the Rogue Isles themselves have story, mythology, lore, background as rich and as developed as the vibrant story of City of Heroes. Well, to use modern political terminology, they're a rogue nation state. They do have UN recognition, but it is openly the center of operations for Arachnos. And in creating these zones, we wanted them to be a no man's land, a place where villains can thrive, where no one's really a good guy. You'll find the streets are hardly safe. Even the most veteran villain is going to have to look over his shoulder no matter where he goes, because after all, everybody's out to take out the other guy. City of Villains introduces 5 brand new archetypes. Even if a veteran City of Heroes player might look at City of Villains and say, well, why should I get that? I've already played all the types of heroes there are. Well, we created these 5 archetypes to be completely different than anything City of Heroes has to offer. The Dominator, the Stalker, the Corruptor, the Mastermind, these archetypes interact differently, they have different powers, they have different inherent abilities. Everything is brand new. So even if you're the most jaded of City of Heroes players, City of Villains has a lot to offer you. In City of Villains, the archetypes are very, very different, not predictable at all. Stalkers, for instance, who are melee combatants, well, they depend on stealth, surprise, to be able to attack their foes. They have the ability to tell enemies to look away, to ignore their presence. Brutes, the longer they fight, the more damage they take, the stronger they get. So to use some M&P parlance, they're the ultimate Leroy Jenkins. They like to keep going and going and going so that they can keep on hurling out more and more damage. The Mastermind is a pet class. Now in City Heroes we don't really have this, but the Mastermind has up to 5 or so different minions that he can control. There are individual commands for each. He can even name them. They can be robots, they can be zombies, they can be soldiers, they can be ninjas. There's the Corruptor, as close to a healer buffer type class as there is, but his special ability is that he can do more damage against foes the more damage that they take. So he's the ultimate finisher. He delivers the coup de grace. The last of the archetypes is the Dominator. Shares some things in common with the City of Heroes controller, except he's more oriented towards damage, not so much on mezzing and holding and other things. He has a special domination ability, which when he clicks, he goes into overdrive, really impressing his will on everything in his path. In City of Heroes, if you never ever pick up City of Villains, you'll get access to the 3 PvP zones. You'll also, over time, be able to enjoy some of the upgrades that we've done in City of Villains, from the graphics to some of the gameplay features, such as new mission types, new mission environments. City of Villains is scheduled for release on the PC this Halloween, October 31st. It's going to be a good day to be bad.